Good morning YouTube, it's the Loftybiker here, just pulling off the A30, popping up to Damerells. It's Suzuki day. Had a little message off Mark the other day. He's got a couple of big Suzukis for me to ride. I've not ridden much since I rode the V-Strom, so today we've got the 2021 Generation 3 Hayabusa. And we've got the 2021, I think it's Generation 2, Gixxer. The Gixxer S, the naked one. Quite exciting. Let's go and have a ride. Okay, so here we are YouTube. I'm taking the GSX S1000 out first. I'll just get a bit of petrol, I'll be back with you in a sec. Okay, so we're back. So what exactly we got here? After everything I've been riding lately, it feels a bit, what's the word I can use? Not compact, but stubby. It feels if I leant forward enough, I'd fall over the front. There's absolutely nothing there at all. You can see the clocks, nice clocks, full digi clocks, looks lovely, colour display. But there's absolutely nothing, you can't see the wheel. So it's obviously got quite a steep rake. Well, it's a sports bike. Suzuki have done what a lot of other manufacturers have done. They've took the Gixxer 1000, and they've lobbed the fairing off it, and they've put some flat bars on. I'm not sure which engine this is based on. I believe it's the K5, which has always been a nice engine, a sublime engine. But immediately I feel very planted, quite a firm seat. The pegs are tucked up fairly high for my size. Don't forget I'm 6'5", with a 34 inside leg, quite tall. So it does feel a little bit cramped. I've not ridden this style of bike for a while. I used to have an XSR 900, which was a lovely, lovely bike. This feels a little bit different, but it's in the similar sort of genre. When Triumph took the fairing off the Daytona, and Aprilia did something similar with the Millie, and they created this naked class. The only difference is the class has sort of been superseded. This is the 1000cc version, and now they're sort of like 1200s and 1290s. The new Triumph speed triples, absolutely mental, insane. The Ducati, the Aprilia, and of course the KTM, they're all absolutely mental bikes, hyper nakeds. Whereas this is just a bit normal, it's about 150 brake. Anyway, it's got 3 modes. We're in mode C at the moment. I believe you get full fat in every mode. Let's just see if we can change the mode. So I'm going to press and hold, flick it. There's no difference in the power between the modes, it's just the throttle delivery. Don't pull out on me, mate. It's fairly abrupt in A, but plenty of power. We're in 6th gear doing 55. Of course, it's a straight 4, inline 4, 1000cc sports bike engine. I don't know whether they've adapted the lump at all to give it more torque, but I should imagine the Gixxer now must be 180, 190 brake. So if they've knocked this down to say 150, they've probably given it a bit more torque. It does feel the type of bike that thrives on revs. Of course there's plenty of power, but it's where the power is. There doesn't seem a lot below 5, which is what you'd expect really. I would imagine it don't take off till you get to 9 or 10,000 revs, but on our roads it's very difficult. So I'm going to take a right at the island towards Newquay and have a bit of fun. Yeah, the front brake's definitely not bedded in yet. Feels fresh. This must be quite a popular demo. It's done about 600 miles, so it's only literally been on demo a week, so people want to take it out. It's a lovely colour, nice blue colour. I love naked bikes, mate. I think they are fantastic fun, but they're a bit of a solo effort really. They're not much good for pillions. That's why I sold the XSR at the finish. The wife likes to come on the back and I like to do a bit of touring. Not that you couldn't tour on this, but I don't think I'd fancy touring 2 up on something like this. It would be hard work. Yeah, steering's very positive, very instant. I've got a little gap here between the bends before the van comes. The airbox has got a nice growl to it. You don't hear a lot of exhaust noise when you're riding. Those that know me well, I've never really been a big fan of four-cylinder bikes, in inline fours that is. Just slow down for the 30. I can sometimes find four-cylinder bikes can feel just a little bit bland. Now, up till now I've been using the clutch. I believe this year, this model has got a quick shifter fitted, so it's from standard, so we'll give it a bit of a test in a sec. Here's the auto blip. Yeah, sweet as a nut. The auto blip works very well. The actual hand clutch feels nice and loose. Just take my time through here. It's a nasty junction. I often find that first to second and second to first, unless you're actually giving it some, you might as well use the clutch, to be fair, because they don't call it a quick shifter for nothing. They do work better with revs. In fact, some quick shifters don't work under 2000 revs, but the gearbox is typical Japanese Suzuki gearbox. It's so smooth and slick. Okay, he's turning right. We'll just hang back a sec. We've got a staggered junction here on this road. It's a lovely road. The 3058 to Newquay. Just wait till I get a better view. Okay. Yes, that shifter works very, very slick. So we're in 5th gear. I'll just drop it back down to 50. I hope you're getting good video and good audio. Yeah, I do like auto blips. The mirrors aren't a lot of bottle, so here we are, 45 in 4th. Yeah, it's quite bland below 6. And I'm in A mode, by the way. I'll just let you know I am in A mode. The handling's lovely. To be fair, there's not a lot of wind blast for a naked bike. Okay, if you was on the motorway, you'd feel it. There's not a lot of wind blast at all. It's suspended well, but it's suspended quite firm. Compliant, good damping, but firm. Just drop a couple and give it some. Very nice. I've just had my visor blatted by the biggest fly you've ever seen. Yeah, this takes me back to riding my old XSR. I think the triple's got a bit more character, to be fair. That's why I've always been a massive fan of the Triumph Speed Triple. But of course they've altered it this year, and they've upped the ante really. From being a torque monster, it's got a lot more power, and I don't know. I haven't actually ridden it yet. I'll judgment till I do. I've got to say the fueling on this Suzuki is lovely. I don't know what people moan about with them. I believe they have altered the twist grip so as the cam action's not quite as abrupt as it was on the Gixxers and the earlier model of this, because I'm sure this is the second generation. This is the new incarnation for 2021. The looks, I think the colour's great, don't get me wrong, this blue. Dropping it to a 40. I think the looks will divide. It's definitely got that sort of Transformers look to it. It's sort of a stacked single round little LED light type light. And to be honest, on normal roads like this, you could leave it in 4th gear and not even bother changing. You can drop down comfortably into a 30 in 4th, and I should imagine it'd be good for about 130 in 4th as well. Automatic. Leave it in 4th everywhere. Sounds nice. It does sound nice. I quite like the dash. I do quite like the dash. It's got a strange, like, mottled effect on some of the panelling to make it just look that little bit better. I suppose it's a lot cheaper than carbon fibre. So we'll take a right on the island at Quintrell. Yeah, I should imagine you could commute on this, no trouble. I did try it in C mode before I put some petrol in, and it did flatten the response off quite a bit. I should imagine when you're in the wet, you knock the traction control up a couple of notches and put it in, unless it automatically changes, I'm not actually sure yet. Knock it up a couple of notches and put it in C mode to avoid spinning up, because it's got fairly sticky rubber on, I believe. I'll have a look in a bit. There you go, mate, you're entering a national. That means you can actually have a bit of a go if you wish. It's trouble with holiday makers, they love to pull out on you at islands, and then they get on the road and they don't actually want to go anywhere because they're on holiday. I'll sneak through there. Always sneak through, never cross the lines. So what we in 3rd? We're all clear, let's go. So I'll drop it back into 4th and we can see how it reacts. So in fourth gear, you're pulling 5,000 revs. There's a bit of bounce in the mirrors, but you just pull it back and away it goes. Quite good engine braking for a 4. I hope you're getting a bit of this audio. Yeah, it's a play again. So in fourth gear, you can give it a bit of a thrash. Takes you up to about 70. That is the problem really with these modern bikes. They've got that much speed in them. You're having to sort of like restrain yourself. And if you do sort of ride it in 5th and 6th gear, you're not actually using much of the throttle or the revs, which defeats the object of having a 1000cc bike, I think. That's why 600s have always been popular. You can give them a bit of thrash. Once you start thrashing these big boys, especially the new Super Duke R, you've got to be on a track. This would be alright on a track, no trouble at all. Try and bed these brakes in a little bit for whoever has it next. They have improved a bit as I've warmed them up, to be honest. Yeah, the steering doesn't need much input at all. You notice it with these wider bars. It's not like a sports bike where you drop below the headstock. I'd say these are a good 6 inches above the headstock. A good price point too. I'll talk about that when we do the walk round. Yeah, the auto blippers, and oh, it's as sweet as a nut. Yeah, I love quick shifters, me. They do make you naughty though, don't they? I can't really fault this, to be fair. I can't really moan about anything. I suppose it's when you have like a long termer, when you learn to live with the bike over a period. Yeah, nice. Should we have another go? Listen. Whoa! Yeah, I think I'd leave it in A mode. No problem at all. We're just going down towards the island. It's quite funny, the last bike I took up there to give a bit of thrash was the Meteor. It's doing quite well, the Meteor is. It's getting quite a lot of views. I'm quite pleased. I think it's a lovely little bike. But it'd be interesting to see the difference in power on this one. He's turning right. I'll just drop over to the left slightly. Is that van coming round? Yeah, it is. Followed by a car. What away. So here we are. Clear on the outside. So it's third gear 30. I've got to slow down, the car in front's only doing 60. So we're in 5th now. Smack on 70. A little bit of a twist and you're doing 75 without trying. Yeah, there's bags of power, bags of go. The mirrors need altering quite a bit for me. They've not been set up properly at all. The more I've sat on this hard seat, the more I've found it quite comfortable. I know I've not been out for a long time, but it's comfortable. I do find a harder seat generally to be more comfortable than a soft one. You always know they're going to pull out, don't you? Where you going, mate? There's a tractor in front of you. Okay, brakes on. It's my usual walk around place. Here we go, second. So we'll do the same as always, test a bit of a U-turn. Nobody about. Yeah, dead easy. You can hold it on the back brake. Against the clutch as sweet as a nut. Okay. That was exciting. Good morning, YouTube. What a belter of a day. Lovely little bike here Mark's lent me from Damerells. It's the Suzuki GSX S1000 2021 edition. Pretty good little bike. Let's spin the camera around and have a look at it. Okay, there it is. Okay, GSX S1000. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Short and stubby. I was wrong actually, it's not twin pipes, it's a single piper. Forward into a big box and round it goes into one. Here's that front end. Divides a bit of opinion. What do you think? You tell me. Not bad. Fully equipped Brembos on the front, twin discus, Nissans on the rear. There's that big pipe. Short and stubby, but a big pipe. Back end don't look too bad. LEDs. Here we go. Ignition key down in the centre behind the yoke. Screen. We'll see if we can get anything to show you off the screen. Here we go. Not sure what you can see. I'll have a look when I edit. Turn it back off. Ever such simple gear. We've got an hazard warning, stop start switch. Over on this side, conventional horn indicator. We've got a mode button with an up and down, and we've got a simple pass. Non-adjustable lever on the left, adjustable on the right. It's a cable operated clutch. It's old technology really, not bad looking. Anyway, let's have a talk about it, shall we? So we've got the 2021 Suzuki GSX S1000. It's a 4-stroke inline 4-cylinder 999 liquid cooled. Tin I've got some poke. 150 brake horsepower at 11,000 revs. Like I say, when you're doing 5,000 and 6,000 revs, you ain't even touching it, you're just tickling it. 79 foot-pound, respectable at 9.25. 6-speed box, train drive, more or less a standard side seat. It's a 810mm seat, 214 wet, so it's a fairly lardy bike. Like I say, I do like to see bikes around the 2 or just below, but that is wet. It's got a 19 litre tank. It's got 2-channel ABS with 3 modes, A, B and C, with A being the more aggressive. But as I said when I was on the bike, there is no difference in the power. This is the first fly-by-wire one, I believe. Quick shifter is standard. There is no IMU on this bike. So like I say, it's moving on, but it's not actually proper cutting edge. So for a bike that'll do 150, 160 mile an hour, stop on a sixpence, 11 grand. It's pretty cheap, isn't it? What do you think? You could park it up and people will look at it, wouldn't they? I'm not sure you can see this mottled effect. Down the front, round the clocks, and also down the side where your knees are. Quite smart. Coated wheels. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, I talk too much. Let's give it another bit of a thrash and see how we get on. There you go, YouTube. Quite a looker. That's it. Away we go. Pegs are a little bit high for me, I must admit, but once I'm bent up and I'm on it, it ain't too bad. Yeah, it does tend to make it a bit naughty, you know. I think if you're considering buying one of these, you'd have to buy a dose of restraint as well. So there we are, third gear, 40 mile an hour, nothing about. Yeah, not bad. Like I say, they do need bedding in a bit more, but they're not bad. Let's have a look at the back. Third gear, about 40. Not too bad. I can feel the ABS kicking in a little bit, which is not too bad. It's not had a lot of use, has it? Dropping into a 50. We'll do a U-turn down here. No, I can't fault the handling, to be fair. One thing I do like about this bike, seriously I do like about it, it's everything's simple. U-turns are easy, starting's easy, stopping's easy. You know, there's no extra nonsense, it's just what bikes used to be. So let's try the quick shift, the first to second. Oh yeah. First gear, second gear, don't matter what gear you're in, that quick shifter. Into a 50. Yeah, that quick shifter's pretty damn good. Thrives on revs. Absolutely thrives on revs. So there we are. Suzuki GSX S1000 21. Lovely looking bike. Goes well, does everything well. Anyway, if you've enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, like, leave a comment. So this is the Lofty Biker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.